Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name's Emma, and if you're not new here, today's video is something I haven't done in a while, and that's because today's video is a book haul. And the reason I haven't done this in a while is because I have been on a book buying ban for quite a long time. I feel like I was on a book buying ban for the majority of 2024. I obviously had some exceptions if it was like the next book in a series I was reading and I needed the copy of it, but I limited myself as far as like actually going in the bookstore and purchasing a bunch of books. But all of these books I'm about to share with you guys were either purchased or sent to me in the mail in January of 2025. I feel like every year in January I end up doing some book shopping sprees. One, because my birthday is in January and I love to go book shopping on my birthday, but also something about like the beginning of the year, the first month of the year, it just feels right to buy a bunch of new books and get excited about new books and just have new things I want to read on my radar. So without further ado, let's get into it. I can't decide if I want to start with the books I purchased or the books I got sent in the mail. I think I'm gonna start with book mail. Some of these are books that were gifted to me or sent in PR, and then some are books I ordered that I need to unbox. But to start off, we have Your Golden Retriever Puppy. And the reason I have this book is because I now have a Golden Retriever puppy. She will probably be making lots of appearances throughout this video because she doesn't know how to sit still. This is Willa. My husband and I got her the day after Christmas, and so for my birthday in January, my parents gifted me this book because it's like a month-by-month guide to Golden Retriever puppies, and this is definitely coming in handy. Say hi, Willa. Say hi, Willa. Now to actually unbox some books. I got this package very recently in the mail and have been waiting to open it until I could sit down in front of the camera, but the front of the box says Pucked series, and I feel like I keep seeing maybe it's the first book in this series all over the internet, and it has definitely piqued my interest. And this was sent to me by Entangled Publishing, which if I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. They never fail to send me the most amazing books, the most amazing arcs, so I am very excited to open this. Let's see what's inside. The inside of the box is so cute. I'm obsessed with all the colors. There's a little info card which is detailing, I think, the previous books in this series. And underneath it, we have the actual book I received. This is obviously a hockey romance, and surprisingly, I don't read sports romance very often, but I have been really wanting to get into it, so I'm excited that I now own this book because it'll give me a reason to get into that genre more. And then the actual book looks like this. It's by Helena Hunting, I believe is how you say it. And my favorite part about this is not only does it have sprayed edges, but it's like character art on the sprayed edges, which is so cool. I've never seen that before. The top edges have some hockey sticks on them. I think this book is so cute, and this has gotten me excited to get into sports romances and hockey romances, hopefully very soon. Next, we have another package to unbox, and I genuinely don't know what's in this one, and it's just plain white. So like, I don't even have clues as to what might be in here. Ooh. Well, obviously there's a book inside, and it's wrapped in this beautiful ribbon and bow. I almost don't want to untie it because it's tied so perfectly, but to find out what the book is, I'm gonna have to. The little info card on top says, please enjoy your own advanced copy of The Rules of Fortune, a novel by Daniel Prescott, to be released by Amazon Publishing February 1st. So this book is actually already out, but I did receive the ARC. Like I said, I've been saving these packages so I could open them on camera with you, but I always say it, I feel so honored when I receive ARC copies. Like, it's still just shocking to me that authors and publishers want me to have an early release copy of their books, and I don't know, something about getting an ARC copy makes me even more excited to read the book. Look how stunning this cover is. I'm obsessed with the colors, and I'm very intrigued by this snake going on in the front. I have no clue what genre this is. There's a quote on the back that says, a gripping novel about power, money, and secrets, and then it says, discovering her father's past could destroy her family's fortune. So sounds like maybe this is kind of like a rich people drama book, which I love, so I know I'm gonna eat this up. The last thing we need to unbox before I get into the books I purchased in person, we have my February Book of the Month box, And when I tell you guys, it was a struggle to not open this as soon as I received it. Most months when this little blue box shows up on my doorstep, I get so excited and I have to open it immediately, even though I literally picked out the book and I know what's inside of it. But I had to have some self-control to wait and open this on camera with you guys. This is not sponsored by Book of the Month, by the way. I genuinely love my Book of the Month box subscription. But Book of the Month, if you're watching this and you want to sponsor me, I would not be against that. Let's open her up. Wait, you guys, I'm realizing this isn't even my February box. This is my January box. I cannot believe I waited that long to open it. The book I chose was Babylon by Costanza Casati. I'm probably butchering that name. And not only am I obsessed with the cover, but this book sounds so good and I'm very, very excited to read it. I think this is like a historical fantasy romance type of vibe, and the inside cover says, "A common woman, the governor she married, the king who loved them both. Welcome to the empire of gods and men and the one queen destined to rule them all." Like, that makes me want to start reading this book immediately. And then I also had a free add-on, and this next book I added to the box is a book that's on my 25 books I want to read in 2025. I'll link the video to it somewhere up here if you guys want to go watch my priority books list. But as soon as I saw that this was an option, I was like, add this to my box immediately. And that is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I really want to get into a lot of Kristen Hanna's books, but I feel like this is the one that's talked about the most. So this is the one I'm wanting to start with to dive into all of her books. She writes a lot of historical fiction, and I've just heard that all of her stories are so heart-wrenching and will make you cry. Those were the books that I either got gifted, received as PR, or ordered in the mail, but now let's get into the ones I actually purchased in person on 2 different book shopping sprees. We have a bag from Joseph Beth, which is one of my favorite bookstores ever, and we also have a bag from Barnes & Noble. Let's start with the Joseph Beth one, because I think I did that shopping spree first. So for starters, I purchased a copy of Fourth Wing. Do I already have a paperback art copy of Fourth Wing? Yes. Do I have the special edition hardcover of Fourth Wing? Yes. But did I also need this special edition black paperback with sprayed edges? Yes. So of course I had to get it when I saw this in the bookstore. This is one of my favorite series ever, and I own multiple different versions of each book in the series. So as soon as I saw that this was available for purchase, I immediately picked it up, no questions asked. I probably will never even crack this one open, but it's so beautiful, I just had to own it, and I love the sprayed edges so much. Also picked up a paperback of Butcher and Blackbird. I feel like I heard so much about this book in 2024, and one, I don't want to be out of the loop, I want to know what the hype is about, but also I tend to have a love-hate relationship with dark romances, and I've heard that this one is more digestible compared to others, and that there's kind of a sense of humor to this one. So I really wanted to try it out just to see what I thought. I think from what I've heard, this is about 2 serial killers who are in love with each other. I'm not really sure, but I feel like it's gonna be a fun time. Another one I picked up that got a lot of hype, especially towards the end of 2024, that I've been wanting to get to is Quicksilver. This is also on my list of 25 books I want to read in 2025, simply because if I hear that there is a phenomenal new fantasy romance book, I'm gonna automatically want to read it, because I'm constantly searching for the feeling that I got while reading ACOTAR and Fourth Wing and so on. So if there's one that people are raving about, you can bet that I am going to purchase it, because I need to know if it will give me that same feeling. And I have very high hopes for this one. This is a thick book. I did not realize how long this was until I purchased it, but now that I own it, it just means I have to get to it soon. You guys. So, you know how I just opened The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna in my Book of the Month box? Here's a paperback copy of it. How did I not realize that within the same month I purchased this in person as a paperback, but also got it in the mail as a hardcover? Now I'm trying to remember which one I did first. I kind of think I put it in my Book of the Month box first, and then I must have purchased it in person and forgotten that it was coming in my Book of the Month box. Or maybe I thought I was buying a different Kristen Hanna book. So hopefully I love this book, because if I do, I won't be mad about owning 2 versions and 2 copies of it. But I feel like it's probably too late to return this. But leave it to me to buy 2 copies of the same book and not even notice. Moving on to the next book I purchased in person, it is Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy. This is the newest book in the Plated Prisoner series, which in my opinion is one of the most underrated fantasy romance series to exist. I do not understand why it doesn't have more hype. And this actually came out a little bit ago, and I don't know if I just didn't realize it was already out or I just kind of forgot about it, but I need to continue on with the series, and I am shocked by how long this one is. I mean, all of the books in this series are pretty long, but this one is a literal brick. I will say I was a little bit let down with the most recent one before this. Like, books 2, 3, and 4 were 5-star reads for me. Then book 5, or whichever number book it is that comes right before this, was probably like a 3-star for me. I just did not really enjoy the pacing of the plot or the direction the plot went in. So I am really hoping that this book will redeem the series for me, because I just want that feeling that I got from some of the earlier books, because I am obsessed with them. Another book I purchased that's the newest release in its series is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. Like I said, this is the newest release in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which is one of my favorites ever. And from what I've heard, this book is going to be following the perspective and storyline of one of the side characters from the first 2 books, and I could not be more excited, because as soon as we met this specific character in the first book, I wanted to know more about her and I wanted to get her story. So seems like we're finally getting that in this book, and I don't know why I didn't read this sooner. This was another one where I kind of just forgot that it came out, so when I saw it in the store, I was like, I have to buy it immediately. So hopefully I'll be getting to this one very soon. That's it for the books I got from Joseph Beth, but lastly, let's crack open the bag of books I got from Barnes & Noble. First up, we have A Man Called Ove, or Ove. I'm not really sure what it officially is, but this is by Frederick Bachman. I actually went into Barnes & Noble hoping to find a copy of Beartown by Frederick Bachman, but they did not have one. I picked up this one instead. I also picked up The Endless War by Danielle L. Jensen. If you watched my December reading wrap-up, you know that I read the first 3 books in the Bridge Kingdom series. This is the 4th one, and I did not own it yet, so obviously I needed to get it so I could continue the series. The only thing that bothers me is that they have recently switched all the covers and do not sell the version with the old cover of this book, but the first 3 books that I own are the old versions. So basically, I do enjoy this style of cover more, but it doesn't match the rest of the series that I own. So I'm either gonna have to deal with it, or maybe at some point in the future I will buy the first 3 books again, but in this cover version. I also picked up this beautiful exclusive edition of Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. This is book 2 in the spin-off of the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. That was a mouthful. I own the first book and have not read it yet, but it's a goal of mine to get to it this year. I actually think this and the other spin-off book are also on my list of 25 books I want to read in 2025, so I just wanted to complete my collection and make sure I had all the books that are currently out and available, and when I saw how beautiful this exclusive edition was, I knew I had to have it. And then the very last book in this haul is A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. And if you watched my February TBR video, you may have seen that this is currently on my February TBR, but I did purchase it recently in the same Barnes & Noble trip that I got all these other books. This is one of those I've just heard amazing things about it on the internet, and it's gotten me really intrigued to read it. This is an adult fantasy romance, and I feel like I've just heard people rave about it, so I obviously wanted to know what the hype about it was, and I'm going to be reading it this month in February since it's on my TBR, so definitely stay tuned to the end of February where I'm going to do my wrap-up and you can hear my thoughts and opinions on this book. And that is it for today's book haul. Looking at all these books, I feel like is a sign that I might need to go back on a book buying ban. Let me know if you all have read any of the books I showed in this video and what you thought of them with no spoilers. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. And if you're wanting to see more of my videos right now, you can head over to this channel and check out all the videos I have posted currently. I do also have my Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, and Lemonade linked in the description below if you'd want to follow me on any of those platforms and check out my other content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that's all for now. Bye guys!